didn't work out. It certainly hadn't for his parents, who had also been high school sweethearts. The last thing he wanted was to experience what his parents did. A huge public spectacle of a divorce. The whole town had been divided when Army Lieutenant James Reed had had an affair overseas and broke the heart of Buttermilk Falls sweetheart Amelia Reed. Their parents had tried to stay together for many years for the sake of Tom and him, but by the time they were teenagers, their mother had had enough. A few days after his 14th birthday, his pop moved out, and shortly after, his mother filed for divorce. While Tom didn't let what happened to his parents influence his own desire to get married, and did just that last year to Bridget Dobson, Adam couldn't kick his reservations. He flip-flopped all the time whether he was ready or not, but ultimately, forever was... well, it was forever. Rachel felt differently and finally put an expiration date on their someday, insisting he propose or they were done. He didn't want to lose her, and he did want to be a father eventually, so he'd gotten an engagement ring, a beautiful cluster of small sparkling diamonds in a square frame, a style that she'd hinted she'd like. He'd tried for a week, popping the question in front of his bathroom mirror, but couldn't do it without sweat forming on his forehead. When he admitted he wasn't ready, she broke up with him. He tried on several occasions to talk to Rachel in the hopes of a reconciliation, but unfortunately she wouldn't hear any of it and avoided him like the plague. He stopped for a second to catch his breath, pausing at the Buttermilk Falls Fire Department's 2-story red brick building, his home away from home when he wasn't at work. Those first few months as he adjusted to being single, his buddies at the fire department had been quick to include him for after-work beers and weekend poker games. Yeah, they'd been more than ready to take his money. He peeked through the window to see his pal Will Jenkins polishing the red fire engine. Will worked for his old man at the town's only auto body shop and practically ran the place now that his mom and dad were spending the winter months in Florida. Adam could duck in there, but then his buddy would rib him for hiding from the bachelorettes, and it wasn't like he wasn't already the butt of all jokes lately with his new gift as the town's latest love predictor. That's right. Adam Reed, rescuer of beloved pet cats from tall oak trees by day and predictor of soulmates for bachelorettes by night. Well, the former was correct, but as far as the latter, he was still working on getting that new role right. A role he hadn't even auditioned for, let alone wanted. It all happened a few months ago when his distant cousin, Mary Reed, left his best friend, Josh Stevens, a message that her shimmering blue mixing spoon should be given to Adam. Strange, and downright spooky, given that Mary drowned in 1937. The blue mixing spoon had magical properties, and her message had been delivered via writing in cake batter from beyond. Her request made him an instant Buttermilk Falls celebrity and extremely popular among the town's single ladies, dying to finally get their chance to find out the names of their soulmates. Before then, that information had only been given to bachelors during batter-up nights. Yeah, magical mixing spoons and enchanted spells were new territory for him. Luckily, he had some help from the one witch in Buttermilk Falls who knew a thing or two about magic. Emma Stevens, Josh's cousin and owner of the Sugar Spoon Bakery, was the supreme Buttermilk Falls witch. Emma was well known for her batter-up spell, in which every Monday night, one selected bachelor received the name of his soulmate in the cake batter she whipped up. Yep, cake batter. And Emma was damn good at casting that spell. She'd been doing it for years and even predicted that his brother and Bridget would end up together. Sure enough, they eloped in Las Vegas 2 months later and celebrated their 1-year anniversary last summer. He zipped his coat to his chin and jogged across the street. At first, his new gift was kind of cool. Like he actually had a superpower. Certainly it added some zip to his daily routine, which had been rather mundane if he didn't count the time last August when he'd assisted in putting out a cottage fire on Buttermilk Lake. Then again, he only held the water hose, barely stepping away from the fire truck.